Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast and YouTube channel all in one, Magic Mind Medium. So, I'd like to stress and state that this podcast, as well as this YouTube channel, is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. It just depends on what podcast um, or what episode you may listen to. So, I wanted to put that up there. Again, it's for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. So I've already said my prayer. I also would like to mention that it's not a biblical or religious podcast, although I may bring up the biblical text, um, a verse or two out of the biblical text. So today, sometime I will be doing a spiritual subject, and I'm going to entitle it "Life Themes, Life Paths, Simulation." And speaking of simulation, I honestly feel as though this reading is in regards to simulation, in regards to simulation, or someone who may been, be pondering about why do a certain person thinks, or certain people think the way they do, and something lets me know that it's almost to the point where it has make you almost mad, if that makes sense. Like, why do they do the things they do? Why do they think the way they do? Why do they do this? Da, 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 and it's just constant, constant, constant. And how I know I need to speak on this particular thing because it kept running through my head over the course of the last on and off um, a week or so, but really heavy for the last 4 or 5 days. Right, when we begin to want to think for others, and we may feel as though why others don't think or feel the way we think or feel, right? So that being said, I think this reading is for you, and I'm going to touch base on simulation, how God will give you the ability to see things from another person's perspective. We refer to this as being an empath or being empathetic, the ability to understand what somebody is experiencing and why people do the things that they do. Right? All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this a little different. So this, I know this particular reading is going to be at least an hour. All right. So um, whoever chooses to listen to it or view or what have you, it's going to be an hour reading. What I'm going to do is 10 card Celtic cross. I'm going to begin with, give me just a moment. I do apologize. I haven't too long got up, so, and I'm drinking my coffee. So we're going to start with the Urban Tarot cards first. Right? Alrighty. All right, I've already said my prayer. So I consider myself to be a spiritualist, nomad, gypsy, psychic light, intuitive, magic mind medium. I think mostly we possess these capabilities. It's just how receptive you are to the energy space, all right? So I don't know much more than what the average person knows. But there are times where God just drops something in my spirit, whether I want to know it or not, whether I even give a DAMN about it. Right? So let's proceed with pulling of the cards. Let me meditate a little bit. I do have my meditation music on. All right, so we're going to proceed with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I am going to go ahead and pull the 10 cards from my Mrs. Cleo's cards, but I'm not going to pull them over. I'm just going to pull them down and I'm going to sit them to the side. And once I do these particular cards, the first 10 card, then we'll proceed with the second 10 card, all right? All right, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty. Again, this podcast and YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes. It is for entertainment purposes. So this is for someone who may be something shows me that you're very frustrated about why this particular person feels the way they feel or think the way they think. Why they don't think how you think. Why they don't feel the way I feel. Right? All right. So let's proceed. 10. Let me see if I'm able to adjust. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, why you wanted to know why? We have virtue. What is virtue? Let's go ahead and we're going to look up the word virtue. So it says behavior showing high morals and standards. So that's pretty much your answer right there. Part 1 is how a person. Oftentimes you'll begin to understand that some people are groomed to be the way they are, right? So you may feel as though why this person's so prudent and stuck up and this, that, and the other, or what have you. Well, what you will begin to find is we all have personalities, we all have traits, we all have things that are specific or unique to ourselves, right? And so depending on how you was brought up, your background, family history or what have you, this is the reason why you have certain people that will have certain thinking or thought processes about them things versus others. It's based on their virtues, right? So you can bang your head up against the wall or what have you. Many times these behaviors or their actions are exhibited by either being in agreement or not being in agreement with however the foundation of their how they was raised, if that makes sense to you. Like if someone was raised in a very religious household or what have you, they would either be very religious or they'll be the opposite. I have group suspension or expression, so something lets me know that it's all based on how the person was brought up, like where this person stood in terms of the order of how they was born. Like me, and I give you an example, me myself, I am the first child that I'm aware of. And oftentimes the first child has a role or an expectation that they either can feel or not, right? And so oftentimes you being a quote leader comes with its challenges. Many times when people feel as though they can't meet those challenges, they begin to doubt themselves. They begin to um, turn to things that will self-sabotage themselves, particularly if they're highly critiqued or highly criticized, right? So this is to give you an answer to whoever is out there that may, be wondering and pondering why people do the things they do, and what is the reason. Okay, we're going to get a little bit into simulation when I bring out my Mrs. Cleo's Power Tarot deck cards because I feel as though her cards bring in wisdom, right? All right. All right, so this is what crosses over. I have valor, and the reason, and by I'm having it towards the right, this is what I feel as though what was coming towards this person. So this right here lets me know because it goes towards the right. This is what was the reasoning behind whoever they were surrounded by. If that makes sense to you. What is valor? Let's look that word up. Valor. So, great courage in face of danger, especially in battle. Bravery, courage, what have you. So, something lets me know that um, it could have been in a situation where people wasn't encouraged. People was discouraged from voicing their mind, their opinion, and things of that nature. Because oftentimes when people have had their spiritual awakening or their renewal, it would be contrary, if that makes sense to you. Like say for instance, if you was the type of person that did stick up for yourself or what have you, something may have occurred traumatic wise to where that's all you do. You feel the need to vindicate or validate or prove oneself because at one point in time prior to the trauma, I was not. And vice versa. So something lets me know that this is the reason. Right? This is their reason, which may be you are the person who are questioning. So it will be an obstacle to you or hindrance to you, but this is their reason. We're going to get to your reason why you're questioning. Above the situation, I have the feet. 5. So something lets me know. I have 5. It says stress, conflict, and instability. Something lets me know that you are the type of person that is a peacekeeper. If that makes sense, you're a peacekeeper. So you may be the type of person that is more or less neutral, and it could be perceived as being passive. Like say for instance, if a person has already have a preconceived notion about what you should be based on an image that has been put out, and when you don't fall in suit with what that is, they get angry. So say for instance, if I say that a lion is supposed to be um, roaring and intimidating and scary and spooky, and here you are coming in with the lion image, but you are to the contrary, then you have made a lie out of me. So I think this is what you're dealing with right here. Now, this is the reason I have the Empress. So this lets me know this is an image, or this is a some type of communication that has been put out. This is the reason. So someone has a preconceived notion or preconceived thought process about how one should conduct oneself based on something that was put out. Now, does that necessarily, and when I say put out, something that has been broadcasted or made public service, or so does that necessarily means it's true because that's what someone has broadcast, and that you should conduct oneself as such? To the left, I have this card here, truce. It has number 4 there, comfort, stability, and determination. Something lets me know that Um, there was an agreement, some type of an agreement that took place in your past. That's what it lets me know. And I feel as though you may be dealing with some type of adversaries with those who do not hold those same beliefs or an agreement. So something lets me know that you may be, I'm not going to say deceptive, but I will say that you may have a fake belief that you don't want people to know about, if that makes sense to you. Like a covert agreement that you are in affiliation with or association with is what I feel. And I think what is going on is that you have some people that are wanting it to be revealed. Something lets me know it's religious related. That's what it lets me know. To the left, I have pleasure here. Pleasure, which means harmony, community, cooperation. So that lets me know that what you are exhibiting is what is I would refer to as the act of jealousy. And what do I mean by that? Oftentimes, when people, you got some energies out here, they want you to indulge every little bit and piece of your existence to them, if that makes sense. Give me just a moment. All right, bear with me just a moment. I just dropped some water on a couple of my cards. Ain't that the devil? All right, they didn't get damaged. All righty, so that being said, getting back to what I was saying. um, as I mentioned, I feel as though you have something lets me know it could be coming from family, friends, or even people that's on in your profession or what have you. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's all family, it's all friends, it's all people that are within your profession. But what I will say is, you have some people that they require for you to be very transparent, meaning they're nosy, and they want to know everything that you are doing, your very next move, this, that, and the other. And oftentimes you'll have to understand that you have to begin to wonder and see it from a different perspective. I think when you're inclined to know what it is that they are experiencing or wanting to know, have a thirst or curiosity to know, God will put you in simulation to where you will get it. You will begin to see things from another person's point of view. That's what I feel. Without actually going through it. So similarly to role play or theater or watching a movie or what have you, more or less like a reenactment. The simulation, right? This is what I have here as card 7, the attitude. I have Princess of Swords, the activist. So something lets me know you have that, you have the activism spirit about you, like somebody that is a free thinker. And that's not necessarily to say that those that are around you don't think. That's not what I'm saying. I think you think a certain way, and oftentimes you go through life wondering why people think or do the things they do, and it will run you mad bonkers, right? So something lets me know that you have an your mind works in all different types of ways. Is what that lets me know. More or less like an engineer, and to gain understanding, God will provide you simulation is what it lets me know to where you would know what it is. All right. Debauch. This is what is. This is core 8. It has the number 7 there, so 7 relates to insight. And as I pull this, was prompted to pull this rock out, insight. So God is giving you insight about some things, right? By way of this simulation. So let's look up this word. This is probably about the fifth or sixth time I've looked this word up, and I have to keep looking the word up. What is debauch? This is core 8, which is was physically surrounding or what have you. Destroy or disbase the moral purity or corrupt. So this is you. This is the what you may be experiencing right now with whoever this reading is for. Because something lets me know it keeps playing in your head, like you are plagued with these thoughts of wondering. But that's basically what it is. It's the simulation coming into the forefront here. I have these. You see how this right here has the beverages here, the cocktail, mocktails, or whatever you want to refer to it as. Um, so you would get a simulation as to what um, they are experiencing. This is hope, fears, and dreams. It's demons. Hope, fears, and dreams cards. This is what they're battling. They're battling demons. So it's spiritual. And what do we mean by demons? Well, it could be battle towards the mind, some atrocities, some experimentation, even incompetency, reverse psychology. It's a whole bunch of things that are coming towards whoever you are having this question about. So we will be empathetic to those in times such as this to understand what it is exactly they are experiencing. So I think in turn you are experiencing what is called assimilation, where God will put you in part of mode to understand exactly what they are experiencing. Because oftentimes when you are a free thinker, you may think that everybody thinks the same way, and you have to be put in part to where you will understand no, everybody does not think the same way. You may wonder or even ponder about, as I mentioned before, why do people do the things they do and why do people think the way they think. So I think this is what you're experiencing right now. Something lets me know that you feel so alone because you don't feel as though no one can relate to you. No one can relate to how I feel about things, how I view things, how I see things. And something lets me know that you have become very depressed in your feelings. You feel like you're the only one that can understand what you are experiencing or what you readily know versus the next. Um, so I have this card here. This is the outcome. Something lets me know that you have the Queen of Wands, that you have the public defender either life path, life theme, or simulation. So you can very well be someone that's in law, criminal justice, or whatever the case may be. Something lets me know this is your life path, or even life theme, or you may be going through a simulation to understand life themes and life paths. A public defender is someone that defends, that vindicates, that advocates, is what it lets me know. So I feel as though you are such as that. You have a defender or advocate spirit about you, is what it lets me know. All right. Now, let's get a little bit more into the simulation, which would be this debauch card. What is going on with the simulation? And what exactly is simulation? So we're going to go ahead, we're going to look this word up, simulation. Simulation. Again, this podcast YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes. It is for entertainment. So simulation is imitation of a situation or process. It's the action of pretend and deception is what it mentions. Um, the production of a computer model of something, especially for the purpose of study. All right. So it's pretty much imitation, simulation. So you will have a simulation to why things happen as they do. All right, so we're going to proceed. We're going to 10, 9, 8. Let's see. Let's pull this together so we're able to get this on camera. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and this is part 1. Now let me proceed to get out my cheat sheets. Get out my cheat sheet. And this is a light and dark reading. So, as I mentioned, the double card showed up in the first Celtic cross. I mentioned that this person was battling demons or these group of people, because this reading could be for a person or persons who feel the same way regarding a person or persons that you have questioned about. Okay, so this is the simulation card to give you clarity about simulation. So it has 9 of coins, which I equate to 9 of pentacles, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial gain, solo pleasures. Um, so this is to give you, put things into perspective as to why one would gravitate to a life path or life theme of suffering versus not. It's what this is letting me know. 9 is relation to wisdom, fruition, and achievement. So I think you are being honed in your spiritual awakening and awareness. That's what it lets me know. By way of simulation. Okay? The next card I have is Queen of Staffs. Queen of Staffs. So we're going to equate the staffs to wands. A feisty person, confidence, self-assurance. So I honestly feel as though this right here is in relation to someone in your life who was a mother, a mother-like figure. It could very well be, because we have staffs here, could very well be in relation to someone that you work with or someone that you do some type of work with. It may not necessarily be a job. It could be a project, or it could very well be someone that you are in close proximity with. Could very well be a wife that you view as a Queen of Staffs, if that makes sense. All right. Above the situation, I have 10 of Staffs. All right, so we're gonna go down to stress, exhaustion, too many burdens. So I honestly feel as though this right here has bring you. I'm not going to necessarily say mad, but almost to the point of mad. Something shows me that you are suffering from some mental exhaustion, and understand this. And please provide some sense of clarity. But it has ran me mad. Please give me some understanding as to what it is that I am experiencing. And you have renewal, fulfillment, end of cycle. So what we're going to do is a prayer is needed for you, and I think it's going to be in the cards once we, get to the root of the issue, because this is the root of the issue here. And steps is all around this reading. Three, teamwork, commerce, expansion, and travel. Um, so something lets me know that there was some clash in ego, even though ego has not came up as a keyword or what have you. I honestly feel as though there was some type of battle that was going on in terms of who was smarter than the next, if that makes sense to you. Who was smarter than the next? So I feel as though there was a little bit of competition going on to see who would win in a situation, competitiveness, unwarranted. And someone had to come in and defy who won. That's what it lets me know. Now, to the left, I have five of cups. Five of cups here. Loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned, or unloved. So I think um, this is how you felt. Remember, I mentioned earlier that I felt as though you felt as though you was alone, that you was the only one that was experiencing these things, or whatever the case may be. I want to let you know you're not the only one that will feel that way. We all will feel dissimulation at one point of time or another. And that is a part of spiritual awakening and intuition. To put things into perspective to where you would know that's not relevant. What is important versus not. hmm Yes. Um, I think some government involvement got involved in your situations with election. Some government officials had to get involved in your situation to put their things into perspective for you. That's what it lets me know. Um, and what do I mean by that? Something lets me know that something health related happened to you to put you in the mode to deprogram you, to reprogram you to where you will begin to see things in another perspective through their eyes, what exactly they are experiencing, and this is why these things occur. So that lets me know. I have six turned upside down. Six relates to harmony, community, and cooperation. I do believe it was a community effort. That's what I want to let you know. Six of swords. Now, the swords has a lot to do with its air element, has a lot to do with intellect. So, oftentimes, we always want to think that or feel as though we're more important and more relevant than the next individual or group of individuals. And then it's a setup, is what it lets me know. So, the Six of Swords cheat sheet says a necessary transition located and moving. It was to let you know there's no need to want to prove things to people who are not of your like-mindedness, is what that was. You can't rationalize, like I mentioned to my son some time ago. You can't beat a dead horse. It's already dead. It's already gone. So let's get to card 7. Full. I think it was a setup to get you to self-sabotage yourself. You got to recognize that certain energy spaces out here are such as that to get you to self-sabotage yourself. I have here fresh hope, taking chances, new paths, and adventurous beginnings. I think it was unfavorable, is what I feel. So, in other words, what you view as a um, traumatic experience was actually in your favor because I feel as though you had a lot of cards that were stacked against you. It's going to let me know a lot of energy, negative energies that were stacked against you. And as a result, to relent, this is what happened. I have 8 of Swords. Self-imposed restrictions, isolation, imprisonment. So this right here was to get you to see it for what it was and get you to understand it as it was is what it lets me know based on the cards. Now we're going to go ahead to card 9, Hope, Spirits, and Dreams. Page of Coins. All right, so page cards are messengers that bring newness and promise. These cards can represent children and young people. When I get page cards, I say, when we think of children, we think of the past. So I'm going to say this is a relation to the past. That's what I'm going to say. You see how you have the eye cards there? So I think this is something that you question about even in your youth, in history. That's what I feel. And that's why we have this continuing cycle of wondering. I think revelation came to you by way of these things that you went through. All right. So, Page of Pentacles is the same as Page of Swords. It says a patient kid, a new job, or raise, money, news. So I think news is the key factor to get you to see things for what it was and why these things transpire. And let's go to the outcome, card 10. Card 10, which has 2 of steps. Again, we're going to say 2 of wands, waiting for results, make a choice, travel plan. So basically, it's to put things in perspective. Pretty much like being at a crossroads, okay? Are you going to go to the left or are you going to go to the right? 2 represents unity, balance, and partnership. Is what it mentions. All right, so let's go and let's get a little bit of history. Let's get a little bit of history. I'm going to pull out 2 of my past history cards. I'm prompted to pull these 2 here. Again, this podcast and YouTube is for entertainment purposes. Ships, scribe, or writer. Something lets me know that you are wondering about you're wondering about things that happen in terms of not only family history, but also culturally. I think ships in this reading is in regards to, the atrocities that happen culturally within your family. All right, let's pull out the love cards. Scribe or writer lets me know that you may be wondering about the validity in the things that was written, or something that was written down. Could it very well be biblically? Because as I mentioned, I felt as though that your upbringing was something contrary to what you see. So something lets me know that it is something that was written down in the book. Let's go to the love cards. I'm going to pull out two of these cards. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go with this one. Talking. Okay, so it says interested, conversing more, awaited, message arrived, text, call, email, hovering. So again, um, I think what you're able to do is hear things in the past, is what it lets me know. Like something lets me know that you're able to tap into the sensibility of those who were, um, as they say, slaves, um, their thoughts. Like you're able to correlate simulation of times of quote the slaves versus now in energy, and you're able to see the simulation. I have clock here, so I honestly feel as though um, things open up to you to get that understanding at a certain time, and I think that time is now is what that is. You're experiencing the simulation is what it lets me know to get that understanding as to what is being conveyed. Now let's go ahead. Let's get some thought, spectrum, and belief. I'm actually going to pull out five of these thought, spectrum, and belief cards. I'm going to pull out five of these cards. So this is something that was predestined. I feel. Okay, we're going to say one, two, three, four, and five. So that's basically what that is. These are the Celtic cards. It gives me understanding about thoughts, faith, and belief. All right, the first card we have is the devil. The devil comes up again. So the devil, in this sense of the matter, is you see how you have this woman and this man here, and then you have the devil there, more or less like Adam and Eve. So you're wanting to know what exactly are they talking about? Well, I myself equate Adam, Adam, atom, the beginning of this existence. Eve, evening, like being able to see it for what it is. How God will have things to equate in simulation, duality. I think you're able to view things in duality. To see it in terms of scientific, health related, so that lets me know. The next card I have here is judgment. So you are experiencing judgment, and you're able to detect the simulation by way of judgment, by way of what? Health related. I show that you have a lot of energies that come towards you because you're able to see it. You're able to see judgment. Something lets me know that a lot of these people reach out to you for help. You're able to see judgment. You're able to know what that is. The next card I have here is Three of Wands. Again, the simulation. Notice how you see it highlighted. You got the symbols here. All right, let's go. Let's go back. The devil has addiction, greed, envy, materialism, possession, and sexual lust. I think the key word here is going to be obsession. I think that's in regards to the thoughts and what those thoughts are, the obsessive thoughts. That's what I feel. Let's go to the judgment card. Clarity, a final decision, a wake-up call, your life's purpose. I think this right here lets you know what your life's purpose was. Three of Wands. Let's go to the Three of Wands. Teamwork, commerce, expansion, and travel. I think this is in relation to the simulation, your ability to see in simulation. The next card I have here, it has Three of Swords. So someone is looking to you to be a voice of reason to them. This person here, I feel, is wisdom, to where you are able to convey what it is they're experiencing: heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression, surgery. So I think something happened with you to where you are able to relate one thing versus the next. Assimilation as to what it is that they are experiencing. The next card I have here is Five of Wands. Rivalry, challenges, obstacles, sport. So I do believe that you again are able to understand this is what you're going through. And it happens in cycles. It's not a one all catch all. No, this is something that cycles through life. It's assimilation, is what it lets me know. All right, so let's proceed. All right, so we've done all of the cards. I'm not going to do a soul truth card, but let's get family history. I'm actually going to pull out three of these cards, the family Egyptian tarot cards. One, two, and three. Let's turn the cards over. All right, so we have one major arcana card, and then we have two minor arcana cards. So let's proceed with the major arcana card. And that looks like 28. Let's go down to 28. I want to say that's the chariot card, but I just need to make sure. Just a moment. Let's go down to card 28. No, that's not 28. I'm sorry. 18. Let's go down to card 18. I'm sorry. That's the moon card. So I do believe revelation has come to you and you will get it. We are doing that light illumination part of the reading. We're going to go to the revelation part of the reading at the close of this reading, all right? All right, so let's go down to the positive. Visions. So something lets me know during the simulation, you may be experiencing visions, oddness, illusions, mistakes due to the imagination, journeys over water, long and difficult research, strange meetings, attraction for the unknown, occultism, and adventure. So this is what I feel as though you may be experiencing now if you not have already. The negative, this is what comes towards you: lies, dangers, tricks, adulations, insincere relationships, illness connected to water, moody character, germination, virus. So you'll begin to detect falsities. That's what it lets me know. Let's see. Let's go to adulation. Adulation. Okay, it says obsequious, flattery, excessive admiration or praise. So you have to be, in other words, deception. You have to be very, very aware of deception. Now, the next card we're going to proceed to is the Two of Swords. Let's go down to the minor arcana card. Let's get to the swords. Just a moment. All right, so it's at Batal's crown, a head covering of ostrich feathers that surrounds the emblem of the sun as though it was its rays, represents the power of Batal, both creator and destroyer, positive tenderness, friendship, equilibrium, favorable environment. So I think the simulation is you seeing things from two perspectives, is what it lets me know. Now, this is the negative duality, disloyalty, imposture, balance, clash. So this is basically what it is. You begin to understand trial and error, um, cause and effect. Now let's go back up to the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands. It says the papyrus bud, symbols of extreme youth. The bud represents the still, unexpressed potential of harvest generated by Isis in the papyrus garden. Positive mentions creative tension, industrious activity, mobility, exaggerated ambition, presumption. So you'll begin to see um, those who know versus those who do not know. The negative is second thoughts, dispute, self-analysis, inner conflict. Those who may be experiencing some things that they're not too sure about, not too proud of, and you'll begin to understand the difference in the two. Now let's get your soul's purpose. Options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. It mentions about career, but I honestly feel as though that is my theme. It's what that is. I honestly feel as though you are. I don't know too much about life paths and life themes, and that's why I will be speaking on that today. Maybe sometime this evening, but I do believe that you you see how this person is holding the scales here. So something lets me know you have that advocacy about you. So I don't know if you're someone that has the life theme of an advocate in criminal justice or law or what have you, but this is what it lets me know. You're able to decipher different life themes and life paths by way of simulation, if that makes sense to you. All right, now I will conclude with the Healing Energy Oracle and the Angel card, but before I do so, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get into uh, the Revelation part of the reading. So the devil showed up twice in this reading. The devil, negative energy. So I honestly feel as though you were under a spiritual entity attack, is what it lets me know. I'm going to pull out two of these cards. Spiritual entity attack. In order to get the simulation to understand. That's what it lets me know. I honestly feel as though it was to get you to get revelation, but also to get you distracted to where you would give up. Is what it lets me know. So something lets me know again. It was two. Something lets me know it was two spiritual entities attacks coming from two spiritual entities. Is what it lets me know, and um some things had to be illuminated. See how we have to start here? Some things had to be illuminated to you to get you to gain that understanding. All right, so we're going to pull out the barley moon cards and we're going to get a little bit of clarity, but something shows me too because I had the devil card to show up twice. I think devil in this situation is spiritual entity. That's what it lets me know. All right, I have the ice moon 5 row. I think you have grown from this situation, is what it lets me know. You have grown from this situation, and you're able to detect similarities, simulation. So, what is that? What is these two entities? Because, as I mentioned, I have the devil to show up twice. What is this two? We're gonna find out now. Okay, this one here. Focus on this one, and I am focused on this one. Let's go ahead and pull out the moon card as well. Like I said, I felt as though the sun brings in illumination, and the moon brings in what? Revelation. Okay, again, this podcast is for entertainment purposes. It is for entertainment purposes. So, what is these spiritual entities or negative energies? Well, we're going to find out now. We're going to find out now. The first one I have, the Emperor Baal, controls the weather, rain, and lightning, cures or causes pestilence. Something lets me know that is in relation to leader or employment. Is what it lets me know. I don't know if you are even in an spiritual duty or spirit related job field, but I think that's one of the corporates, is what it lets me know. All right, the next card I have here is, it mentions the Ace of Cups, Booer. Teaches philosophy and the uses of herbs, heals all diseases and disorders, brings good familiar. So I think this is instituted by whoever your employer is that has a marriage to a commonality, something that shares a commonality. The pairing of the two is what it lets me know. The next card I have here is communication is key, new moon and Gemini. So again, I think this communication is this outlet of spiritual duties is two that are in conjunction with one another, is what it lets me know based on the cards. All right. So this is to get you to see things in different perspectives. So I honestly feel as though you have more influence in whatever spiritual related job field or spiritual duty that you have been assigned to than you will know. Right? Okay. Now let's go ahead. We want to proceed with Helen Oracle. energy cards. So to gain you that insight about some things that you have wondered, I think by way of the simulation you have gotten that understanding. Now, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Because I do believe it comes in cycles, is what it lets me know. All right, so let's proceed. What healing energy? I'm focused on this one here, and then we're going to end with your angel card. We're going to bring this to a close because we just hit an hour with this reading. All right, so what does the cards have regarding your angel cards to bring you some sense of solace and peace now that we have identified the issue? I explained to you what the simulation is and what it is that you are experiencing. And I am prompted to pour this. And now that we know what that is, now we can move forward. But something lets me know it is a spiritual entity attack to provide you some insight about um, how things are communicated and how things really work. Okay. Now, what we have here says the divine fruit. So, again, I think you are wanting to know about sacrifices. You know, I touched bases on that yesterday when I did my podcast episode, my spiritual subject, when I mentioned about death predestined. And I did read the verse about Abraham and Isaac regarding God speaking to him about sacrificing his son to see if he would do it. And then the angel spoke and said, don't do it. Okay? So I think the divine fruit comes up in this reading because it pretty much gives you a synopsis to be able to determine what is it that is speaking to me. Something, you know, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I felt as though you are played by a sense of thoughts. You were able to hear in the spiritual realm. You're able to hear the ideas of others. And by way of the divine fruit, I think these things have become focused into a perspective for you, is what it lets me know. So it says, as I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundations. My intellect is light. My heart is warmth, and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. So God is putting revelation within you, illumination within you, and you are able to see things in a different perspective and just go from there. We cannot save everybody, is the point. God will give you a sensibility as to who he sends to you. Don't try to go around, as I mentioned, beating a dead horse. No. All right. The next card has I have life review. Archangel Jeremiah, take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So again, I think that taking inventory of your life, things that are relevant versus not. And when you so hard on yourself and you beat yourself up, it will cause you to go mad. So to bring some sense of solace to you, say a prayer, affirmation. Put on you some meditation music. Get off into herb burning. Burn you some white candles. And focus on things that are relevant. Yesterday I did my chakra energy cleansing reading. Balance your chakras. Because if you're plagued with excessive thoughts and you're able to hear into the other spectrum, I'm not going to say that's a negative thing, but what I will say is start with your crown chakra and then proceed with the remaining seven chakras. Get adequate sleep, stay away from toxic energy, no matter who it comes from, and focus on things that bring peace and harmony to you because the battle is spiritual. And you'll begin to see that the enemy wants to depopulate. They're not even aware of that's what they're are doing is the point. That's what the simulation is. God will show you that they're not even aware. So don't be so quick to react. Okay? So I am going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense, speaking about the simulation. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day.